As Kamala Harris approaches the end of her vice presidential term, many are asking, what does her record as vice president tell us about her potential as a future leader? Today, we'll review her policy work, decisions, and their impact. First, let's look at the ongoing border crisis. In 2021, President Biden assigned Harris to oversee border security.
There's no question that this is a challenging situation.
The situation centers around the biggest surge in migrants to cross the U.S.-Mexico border in 20 years.
A monumental task as border crossings hit record highs. Harris visited the border just once, drawing criticism for limited engagement. Her emphasis on addressing root causes through aid to Central American countries was ambitious, but the immediate effects on border security have been questioned. Supporters argue this approach takes time, yet critics point to recent surges in crossings.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Asking if her strategy aligns with what's needed. If Harris were to lead as president, can her strategies bring solutions that address the daily challenges at the border? Next, let's consider Harris's influence on economic issues. The administration's pandemic relief efforts were substantial, including the American Rescue Plan, which Harris promoted. Yet, as inflation climbed, the cost of essentials like gas and groceries hit American families hard. While Harris didn't direct economic policy, her role in championing relief efforts makes her a key figure in their outcomes. While relief was vital during the pandemic, critics argue that subsequent inflation indicates policy missteps. Can Americans be confident that Harris's economic approaches will ease financial strains if she's in the highest office? Harris has been a vocal advocate for reproductive rights, especially after the 2022 Supreme Court decision that altered federal abortion access. She traveled nationwide, urging states to preserve these rights and supported legislative measures for protections. However, legislative progress at the federal level remains limited, raising questions about the impact of her advocacy. Her supporters appreciate her commitment, yet others wonder if her leadership in this area as VP indicates potential roadblocks if she were president. Can Harris turn passionate speeches into lasting policy if she leads the nation? Kamala Harris has represented the U.S. on multiple international trips, meeting with leaders in Asia, Europe, and Central America. As tensions with countries like China and Russia escalate, Harris's diplomatic experience becomes an essential factor. Yet some analysts argue her foreign policy experience remains relatively limited. As VP, Harris has laid the groundwork for key international relationships, but some question if her experience is sufficient for a world leader role. How will her diplomatic approach hold up on a global scale if she takes on the presidency? Kamala Harris's vice presidential record is a mix of ambitious projects, steadfast advocacy, and areas that spark debate. While her supporters highlight her drive, others question if her approach has been as effective as the nation needs. What does her track record mean for America's future if she leads the country? Kamala Harris's record leaves us with critical questions as America looks ahead. Will her approach bring about solutions, or are her policies lacking the impact we need? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.